Did you guys know that your controller could look like this and still work pretty much perfectly, other than the keypad that's over here? I'm 2-2 in Foot Champions, but that's besides the point. We have found so many different trading methods this week regarding fluctuation trading, complement trading, chemistry style trading, that's going to help you guys immensely. And this video is essentially going to give you different budgets of trading methods that's going to help you go from whatever you're at currently. It could be 5,000 coins, 50,000 coins, 200,000 coins, and get you over 1,000,000 coins within a week. These are the methods that I've used. They're tried and true. Let's hop into it. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. My name is Sean, aka Elite. Now more than ever, today more than ever, drop a like on the video because that'll help the video do better and it'll help me afford a new controller when this one inevitably breaks. I don't even know where that button went right there. And the keypad, well, that's right here. But neither of those are really needed for FIFA. So to me, this is an improvement on the controller that initially came with the PS5. I kind of like that. It adds a little bit of flair. Right here, you know, the blue color just stands out more. So I really like this controller now. I think it's a big improvement, but it does bring me back to what happened to me a few years ago. You know, it's actually kind of hard to open up about this, but I destroyed one of my controllers back on PS4, and I got the warranty at GameStop. I had a feeling that Foot Champs was going to piss me off in a couple of weekends, and it did, but I tweeted at GameStop saying, I got the warranty, get finessed. And that was just, you know, I didn't know it at the time, but it was the worst decision I could have ever made because GameStop responded to that saying, we'd have the same reaction if we were getting worked 302, just bring it in. And after years of therapy, waking up at night in night terrors and cold sweats because I just keep having just images of that tweet in my brain, just haunting me until this day, I still don't think I can fully recover from that kind of roast. There's no coming back fully from that, but at least after all these years, I can open up about it and I can say, I haven't changed a bit. I mean, I'm still breaking these controllers when I play Foot Champs. This is, I swear, Foot Champs is probably less healthy than crack cocaine for me at this point. There's no way that this is good for my mental health. But that's besides the point. Let's get into what you clicked on the video for, which is the trading tips, the menus. Nobody can rage at the menus, which is why I kind of stick to those. But I have found some really good trading methods in the past week that have crushed it for me. They've taken me from 500,000 coins. We're getting closer to 2 million now. But if you're on a budget of 20K, if you're on a budget of 100K or 200K, I'm going to show you guys these methods this video. They're going to help you get to over 1,000,000 coins in a week or just a little bit more than that, as long as you're committed to them and you make sure you watch this video to the end so that you fully understand them. Let's hop into it. The next method I'm going to show you is much lower budget, and it's going to be chemistry style trading. It's something that a lot of us forgot about. Maybe we don't add it to our trades, or maybe we just moved on because fluctuation trading and complement trading have been working out really, really well for us. But hunter cards right now, if you take a look at them on consumables, they're going for about 1,500 coins right now as a player chemistry style, which isn't a cheap chemistry style by any means necessary. Not at all is it a cheap chemistry style. At about 1,500, you can get it for 1,700 pretty easily, 1,500 on a snipe. But if you take a look at Martinelli, his card right now is actually going for about 11 to 12,000 coins, and that's what he's been throughout today. Maybe as it's getting later in the night, he's getting harder to buy at 12K. No, it's still a ton of them at 12,000 coins right there. But if you take a look at what he is with a hunter card, well, he's not 13 and a half. He's not 13,750, which is what it would cost to add the hunter to him off of a 12,000 coin card, which is very easy to buy, by the way. The Gabriel Martinelli at 12K, you saw how many there were. It's not too hard to buy it. You could probably get it for 11,500. And then at 14, there's nothing. At 14,500, there's nothing. At 15,000, we finally start seeing some Gabriel Martinellis. So we've got a hunter on the Martinelli, and then we've got no hunter on the Martinelli. That's 3,000 in a coin difference. And as you can see, you can snipe him for 11,250 for no difficulty at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send that to my club. I'm going to go out and I'm going to buy a hunter card for 1,700 coins. I'm not even going to worry about sniping it because I know I'm going to make profit either way. I can make a little bit more profit if I try to snipe the hunter card as well. And if you're on really low budget, then I would suggest save every 100 coins that you possibly can. But what's he actually at? Is he actually at 1,500? Yeah, there we go. 15. Can I get one of them? Can I get any of them? There we go, 1,500 coins. So that means that the total price of the Martinelli I just bought was 17,000, or not 17,000, 12,750 coins. So I spent 12,750 coins on the Martinelli. You saw me all do it live. I mean, it's not a difficult thing to do. This isn't something you got to sit at and snipe at. It's something you can do pretty fluidly and continuously. So we're going to apply that hunter chemistry style to Gabriel Martinelli. And then I'm going to list him back up on the market. And I'm not going to list him for 15,000 coins, but I'll list him up for 14,750. And I'll take myself after 11,250 plus. So it's 12,750 investment. I'm going to make, after tax, 700. So I'm going to make 1,300 coins roughly. 1,300 coins on a card that it took me, 2 minutes to do that, right? And if I had the hunter cards at the ready, it'd be even quicker. So it took me 2 minutes to do that, and that card will sell, no doubt. And the proof is in the pudding because, well, I sold 2 for 14,000 earlier, and I got both those for 11K. So you can see it right there. Martinelli doesn't sell normally for 14,000 coins. That was with a hunter, and those cards sold within 3 minutes as well. So we'll see how quickly this Martinelli sells. There goes our Martinelli, but now let's talk about complement link trading. Complement link trading is when a card comes into the game and it affects the price of other cards because people want to link them to that new card. Normally, this works with objectives and cheap SBCs that a lot of people end up doing. And sometimes it can work with tradable content as well. I also see Complement Link working in Foot Champ rewards on the weekend because a lot of people are getting their new informs. And if it's an inform that's very popular to choose and popular to pack, well, any links to that might rise as well. Now, there's one coming this week in a couple of days. So we're going to talk about that. That way, everybody watching this video can also get in on some of the profit. And that's going to be this Alaba SBC. And unfortunately, we have to look at leaks to actually take advantage of some of this information that is spreading throughout the community. In fact, one of the biggest FIFA content creators on Twitter is just somebody who just leaks stuff. And it's actually followed by more people than the EA FIFA Direct Twitter, which is insane. So you can see how many people know about these leaks. It's no secret. And unfortunately, it's just part of the game, except for the fact that I really wish it wasn't. Nonetheless, you guys can see Alaba is coming in Rule Breakers as a player pick. By player pick, they mean an SBC that's going to give you the choice between this Alaba or that one. So you get to choose more defending and less physicality, or less defending, more physicality, and then the rest of the stats are the same. And that's what the SBC is going to look like, and the card looks very usable. So if it is within a decent price range, you're going to see a lot of people complete that, and they have to fit in their team somehow. So I've put together this team right here of players that are already existing tradable on the market that could be positively affected by this new inform. So I threw Alaba in there. And what I didn't throw is a Rudiger or an Eder Militao. And the reason for that is because people might actually replace an Eder Militao or a Rudiger with Alaba's new card. So I wouldn't go with a card of the same position, but Ferland Mendy right now, if we pull up his price, you can see he is 91,000 coins right now. You could easily see him spike up because of this Alaba SBC. Tchouaméni, it's already a good card because it is dynamic, and he has dropped a decent bit since that RTTK crash. He has recovered a little bit, but still at 85,000 coins is not too terrible. And that's a card that, after an upgrade or two, could actually be pretty usable. I used this Tchouaméni card for a couple of days. I don't think it's good enough to really keep up with too many teams, so he will need an upgrade. But with El Clasico happening this weekend as well, you could see this card move a lot. So keep an eye out for El Clasico. Keep an eye out for this dynamic card. You've got Valverde, which is a pretty safe investment because this Valverde is out of packs, and we can see how much it's risen since it's come out of packs. I mean, he was like 93,000 coins. He was already out of packs by then, and he's continually risen for the most part. And right now at 134,000 coins, I think that he could easily get bumped to 150 because of the Alaba. And then you've also got Courtois, which is the only real goalkeeper to use there. And not only is he going to be a very good meta goalkeeper to use, he could also double as an SBC fodder investment. And then, of course, Vinicius Jr. I would probably stay wary of this card because he is so volatile because of how many people already have him in their club and how many people want to use him. He's just a very, very good card this year, but that also means that there's a lot of movement on his card. He goes up and down quite a bit. So those are some cards that I would look at for this Alaba SBC, but of course it's not just Alaba that you can use on complement link trading. You can use anything that you think might benefit a certain card. Last week we saw a really, really good complement link between Benaker and then Rafael Leao's inform. Leao rose about 20 to 25,000 coins immediately after this SBC came out. Within the first hour or two, he had gone up so much in price. He rose about 30% in price just in that night alone, which is huge profit, even after tax. So it's definitely an effective trading method. And then another thing that we mentioned a couple of videos ago, so some of you might already know this, but managers also get affected by these SBCs. So if you go to staff and you go to managers, you can see how certain managers are very, very rare or extinct or close to extinct. It's 5,000 to get a Netherlands manager because of the Danjuma SBC. It's very hard to get an Uruguayan manager because of Valverde's SBC. It's very hard to get even a South Korean manager because of the Kim Min-jae SBC. Those are also pretty much extinct. So it's very, very effective to pick up managers of a certain nation before those SBCs drop. So if there are any Austrian managers right now, which there are plenty, you'll probably start seeing some of these skyrocket in price because of the Alaba SBC. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and club stock. I won't actually keep them on my transfer list, but I'm going to grab a couple of these managers. I'm going to throw them in my club because I'll tell you what, they definitely won't be less in price than what they were before this Alaba SBC. So I'll pick up that guy. Unfortunately, I won't pick up that guy because somebody already has him. So I'll pick up this guy for 850. All right. Okay, we finally got one. Kept getting out-sniped by a couple other people trying to get Austrian managers, having the same idea as me, apparently. So 950, 1,000 coins. I'll grab this gold guy, Hasenhüttl, who I believe manages Southampton. Mater, I'll pick him up. Toe Mater, throw him into the club. I already have him. So I'll go and throw him into the transfer list instead. And I wouldn't be surprised if these cards go up quite a bit in price. Now, I don't know if they're going to be as extreme as what we saw from the other nations like South Korea or Uruguay or Brazil or Netherlands, etc. But it can't hurt to try because there's really not much risk with this method at all because these cards really can't crash too much because they're still used. People still use the regular Alaba. That's probably why he's 1,000 coins as it is. But those also work really well with complement link trading. After these cards spike and drop, there's always a correction. But with these dynamic cards, I want to talk about a trend that I've been noticing with these cards. So if you've got a tradable road to the knockout card, you'll notice that when they lose a match, they're going down in coins a lot. In fact, if we look at the Rafinha, who didn't lose a match but drew a match, which is basically the same thing for these cards. So if they draw, they go down a ton. If they lose, they go down a ton. This Rafinha was 340k. It dropped all the way to 140k, which is incredible. And it has corrected itself back up to about 220,000 coins. So we see that market correction on these cards. When they drop that hard, of course, they're not going to stay that low in price. There's going to be some sort of correction on the card. But the other thing is that when they win their game, they also drop in price a lot, which is not probably what you were expecting. Any card that has ended up winning their game or getting closer to their upgrade has actually dropped in price as well. We can use Wan-Bissaka as an example. It's a card that's on our transfer list right now, and you can see we sold quite a few of them today because, well, he won their game yesterday, and because he won the game with Manchester United, and he got one step closer to getting an upgrade, he obviously crashed in price, just naturally, right? I mean, totally makes sense. Anyway, that's the trend we've been seeing this year, so why not take advantage of it? Because, of course, they're going to correct themselves. And the first card I learned this with was with the Gabby Jesus. This guy was the perfect example for the market correction after he dropped in price a ton. So they played on the Sunday of, let's see, what Sunday? It was the 9th. Okay, so let's find the 9th for daily. October 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. And then after they won this game, it doesn't show it justice because it started the day at 280,000 coins. And then after the game, he dropped to 230. So it started at 280, dropped to 230. Footbin's going to show you the average at 250. Doesn't do it justice. Now, if we take a look at that graph, over the course of the last couple of days, it has corrected itself. It's gone from 230,000 coins all the way to 260, 270, even 280 before the RTTK crash. I've seen him upwards of 285,000 coins at his highest point. So he did recover. After he dropped in price, of course, he did recover. And then Wan-Bissaka did the exact same thing yesterday because they were up there. He crashed because of RTTK, but then he rose back up. He was 85,000 coins. This is when I tweeted out, because they were playing against Ammonia in Europa League. I tweeted out, if they lose, he's going to crash a ton. If they win, he's going to crash a little bit. And, well, they won the game in the 93rd minute, and instead of skying up in price like you would expect in previous years, he dropped all the way down to 72,000 coins. So I figured, you know what, it's going to do the exact same Gabriel Jesus did. So I picked up a bunch of those cards. And what do you know? He went back up to 82,000. And I could probably hold on to him a little longer, but I didn't want to wait until his next Europa League game. So I just took the profit when I could, and I made like 4, 5, or 6,000 coins per card. Easy profit, especially for a card that's not really that high of a budget to spend those coins on. You really don't need more than 100,000 coins to make a quick flip on Wan-Bissaka. And if you have 500K, well, you can do it 5 or 6 times with that card, which is what I did right there. One thing to understand as a new investor is that it's going to be very difficult to tell when a card is hitting his bottom point and hitting his top point in a certain day or a certain hour. That is one of the toughest things to do, especially as a new trader. Now, once you get a little bit more experience, you start to recognize, okay, there's starting to be more and more and more listed at a certain price of a card, and you can kind of tell when it's going to hit its peak or when it's going to hit its valley. So that is going to come with time. But the one thing you really have got to understand is that with these cards this year, they are going to fluctuate up and down multiple times a day, especially if they are in packs currently. This Edin Dzeko card is a new promo card that's out in FIFA. Now, if you're watching during Rule Breakers, this is going to make so much sense to you. But if you're watching in a couple of months, don't worry. This is going to apply to any promo moving forward. This Edin Dzeko had come out today, and it was on the market very quickly at 350,000 coins, which was his max price. And it quickly dropped and dropped and dropped because people had saved packs on the market. Now, to judge supply and how much is going to come through, I told myself, I was like, okay, there's no really good SBC that's giving out tradable packs today. The only packs that are hitting the market are people that saved their marquee matchup packs, which means that this first hour of Dzeko's is going to be the most supply we see until people start opening their FUT Champ rewards. So I keep in mind, when is supply going to hit the market? Well, at today's 6 p.m. content, we didn't see any tradable packs. We didn't see anything that could have put more Dzeko's on the market than beforehand. And since it's a new card, it's a great time to pick that up right after it comes out and it hits that valley. Now, to know when a card is hitting its valley is probably tougher to know when it's going to hit its peak, because once it starts getting bought up at a certain price, those cards will skyrocket very quickly. Let's explain that for a second to make sure you guys understand. There are 1 page and almost 2 pages at exactly 195,000 coins. Exactly 195,000 coins. And when you look at 196,000 coins and when you look at 197,000 coins, you're probably going to see something similar because people are looking at their price. They're listing it up on the market for just about that. However, there's not a lot of people that are listing the card for 204,000 coins right now, or 208,000 coins specifically. As you can see, there's only 5 cards on the market for 208,000 coins. So if the card starts to rise past 197 and past 198, it becomes increasingly easy for this card to continue going up because there's not as many cards to buy before it goes up another 1,000 coins and up another 1,000 coins. So you've got to tell, okay, if they're all getting bought at 195, all bought at 196, now they're all bought at 197, well, you should probably pick one up because he's going to start rising at a much quicker rate than what he was at first, because there was pages and pages of cards at 195, pages and pages of cards at 196. But then once he gets up into the 201, 202, well, these are just cards that people had listed 32 minutes ago, 36 minutes ago, and it becomes very easy for people to pick up 5 cards, and then he goes up another 1,000 coins. So we're seeing a lot of these cards spike quickly and then drop quickly, spike quickly, drop quickly. So let's go ahead and take a look at our FUTBIN tracker, and we're going to see his price throughout the day, and it's going to exactly show us what I just illustrated. So if we take a look at Edin Dzeko, it's going to show us the hourly price, and then it's also going to show us the live price of the cards. So the card came out, and this doesn't accurately show it because it averages the price throughout the hour. The card during the first hour dropped all the way to 180,000 coins. In fact, here's a picture from my Twitter that shows you guys, yes, he was 190,000 coins. Even FUTBIN picked it up for a little bit. So that shows you that that's not fully accurate on that price right there. And then he rose in price. He dropped really sharp, and then he rose in price. And then he's going to drop really sharply again, and maybe this will show it a little bit better. Drops, and then when it spikes very quickly. As you can see, it's not a very subtle move. Once it starts rising, it rises quick. 178 at 1:09 a.m., and then by 1:11 a.m., 190,000 coins. 179, 190, and that's 11K in just 2 minutes. And what you don't see beforehand is these cards at 179 and 180 during this time, where it's kind of flat, are all getting bought up. So the demand for these cards is the exact same right here as it was during this time right here, but you don't see that spike yet because there's just so many cards listed at 179 and 180. But once they get past that barrier, it is basically the sky is the limit on these kind of cards. And I wish I could show you it around 6 p.m. UK when the card came out, because you see those kind of spikes and drops pretty much every few minutes, at least every half hour on those cards. So it's very interesting to see these spikes and drops, and that is a very important thing to learn when you're fluctuation trading, where that supply is coming from and when that card is going to spike in price. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I know every YouTuber says it, but I mean, we kind of got to. The algorithm needs it. The algorithm needs the likes, the comments, the subs, or I just fade into oblivion. So help me out there. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. And if you did, I'll leave you guys the secret comment of the day, which is going to be Alaba. The secret comment of the day is Alaba. If you drop a comment using the word or the name Alaba in it, I will make sure to heart that comment. You don't have to say this is the secret word. You can hide it. Hide it so nobody knows what you're talking about. It's just be our secret. And anybody else who made it to the end of the video, our secret. All right, don't tell anybody else. All right, that'll be it for today. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.